The arrival. In the heart of the bustling spaceport on the planet Vortil, amidst a cacophony of alien languages and mechanical noises, stood a figure who was the center of a small crowd. This figure, Kiera, was a historian renowned for her extensive knowledge of interstellar civilizations. Her latest lecture was drawing a considerable audience, intrigued by the mysterious and legendary humans. Kiera stood tall, her eyes reflecting the bright lights of the spaceport. As she began her lecture, the crowd fell silent, eager to hear the story that had become a legend among the stars. Her voice was steady and captivating as she started recounting the incredible tale. Long before our civilizations thrived across the galaxies, she began, there was a time when humanity was a fledgling species, barely making its mark in the universe. But one momentous event changed everything. The crowd leaned in, captivated by Kiera's narrative. She described the early days of human space exploration, when Earth was still a young planet teeming with potential. Humans had just begun to explore beyond their solar system, driven by an insatiable curiosity and ambition. It was during this time, Kiera continued, that a small yet resilient group of humans encountered an unexpected and perilous threat, an asteroid field that threatened to obliterate their fledgling space colony, New Horizons. As Kiera spoke, images projected in the background showed the early space colony and the vast asteroid field hurtling toward it. The crowd gasped collectively, sensing the gravity of the situation. The story shifted to the arrival of the first human explorers who faced the threat with an unwavering resolve. Their technology, though rudimentary compared to later advancements, was remarkably effective. They designed and implemented a series of deflection strategies, using their ingenuity to navigate through the asteroid field and save their colony. Their victory, Kiera said, was not just a triumph of technology, but a testament to the spirit of humanity. It was their resilience, their creativity, and their determination that turned what seemed like certain doom into a spectacular success. The audience was entranced by the story of how the humans overcame such a dire challenge. Kiera's voice carried the tale forward, emphasizing the sense of wonder and respect that surrounded these early pioneers. The Pact of the Stars. Kiera's lecture continued as she delved into the next pivotal chapter of human history. The scene shifted to the grand halls of the Interstellar Assembly, where representatives of various species convened to discuss a growing concern, an emerging threat that could endanger multiple worlds. The humans, Kiera narrated, had proven their mettle. Their bravery and innovative spirit had garnered them the respect of many interstellar races. Yet, they faced a new challenge that required more than just their own strength. The representatives of the assembly debated fiercely, their voices echoing through the chamber. It was clear that the threat was serious, and cooperation among the races was essential. The humans proposed a bold plan, an alliance to confront the menace head-on. Kiera illustrated how the humans, with their unparalleled negotiating skills and strategic acumen, managed to convince the assembly to form the Pact of the Stars. This alliance was not merely a military arrangement, but a comprehensive cooperative effort involving technology sharing, cultural exchanges, and joint research initiatives. The scene transitioned to the grand signing ceremony of the Pact, with leaders from various species gathered to mark the historic occasion. The humans stood proudly among them, their faces filled with determination and hope. The Pact of the Stars, Kiera explained, was a symbol of unity and mutual respect. It marked the beginning of an era where different species worked together, guided by the principles of cooperation and shared destiny. As Kiera concluded the second part of her lecture, she highlighted the impact of the Pact on the galaxy. It led to a golden age of interstellar peace and progress, with the humans playing a central role in fostering understanding and collaboration among the diverse races. The crowd listened in awe, deeply impressed by the humans' ability to bridge divides and forge alliances in the face of adversity. Kiera's narrative had illuminated the profound legacy of humanity's contributions to the galaxy. The Great Exodus. The next chapter of Kiera's lecture took the audience to a time of great turmoil and transition. The story shifted to a distant planet, once a thriving center of human civilization, now on the brink of destruction. "Imagine a world on the edge of collapse," Kira said, her voice filled with gravity. That was the fate of the human colony on Epsilon Prime. The planet was suffering from an unprecedented environmental catastrophe, threatening to obliterate all life. The audience watched as holographic images depicted the devastation. The once lush landscapes now scorched and barren. The humans were faced with an urgent challenge: evacuate their entire population and relocate to a new world before it was too late. Kira recounted the remarkable efforts of human leaders and scientists who devised an ambitious evacuation plan. They utilized advanced technology to build massive starships capable of transporting entire cities. The process was meticulous, with every detail meticulously planned to ensure the safety of their people. The evacuation, Kira narrated, was a monumental undertaking. It required not only technological prowess, but also unwavering courage and solidarity. The humans worked around the clock, determined to save their civilization from extinction. The audience was captivated by the scenes of frantic activity and dedication. As the last of the starships departed from Epsilon Prime, there was a sense of both relief and melancholy. The humans had succeeded in their mission, but they had left behind a world they could never return to. Kira's voice softened as she spoke of the emotional impact on the evacuees. They were embarking on a new chapter in their history, carrying with them the memories and lessons of their lost home. The Great Exodus, Kira concluded, was a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. It demonstrated their ability to confront unimaginable challenges with unwavering determination and compassion. The audience was deeply moved by the story, inspired by the human's capacity to persevere and adapt in the face of adversity. Kira's narration had vividly brought to life the profound journey of the human spirit, the new dawn. As Kira's lecture progressed, she guided her audience to the dawn of a new era for humanity. The scene shifted to a vibrant, newly colonized planet where human settlers were beginning to build a new society from the ground up. The arrival on New Terra, Kira said, marked the beginning of a fresh chapter for humanity. It was a world full of promise and potential, offering a new start for those who had been displaced. The holograms projected scenes of bustling construction sites, with humans working diligently to establish their new home. They built cities, cultivated the land, and developed new technologies to adapt to their environment. The determination and optimism of the settlers were palpable. Kira spoke of the collaborative efforts between humans and other races who had come to support them. The new society was a melting pot of cultures and ideas, blending human innovation with the contributions of their allies. The new dawn, Kira explained, was not just about survival. It was about thriving and growing as a unified community. The humans embraced this opportunity to create a better future, guided by the lessons they had learned from their past. The audience was enthralled by the transformation of New Terra into a thriving hub of civilization. Kira's narration highlighted the spirit of cooperation and creativity that characterized this new era. As Kira concluded the fourth part of her lecture, she emphasized the importance of hope and resilience in shaping the future. The story of the New Dawn was a powerful reminder of humanity's ability to forge ahead and build something beautiful out of adversity. The Great Conflict. Kira's voice took on a somber tone as she began the fifth part of her lecture. The scene now shifted to a galaxy in turmoil, where the peaceful existence of New Terra was under threat from a ruthless enemy known as the Drakes. The Drakes, Kira began, were a formidable and aggressive species. Their arrival in the galaxy marked the beginning of a period of intense conflict. They sought to conquer and subjugate, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The audience watched as holographic images depicted the Drake's fleet, massive warships bristling with weaponry, each ship a testament to their military might. The contrast between the imposing Drakes and the relatively fragile human defenses was stark. The Drakes had already begun their campaign by attacking several smaller planets, and their aggression soon turned towards New Terra. The humans, though well prepared, faced a daunting challenge. Kiera recounted how the Drakes launched a surprise assault on New Terra's outer defenses, catching the human fleet off guard. The initial attack was devastating, Kiera narrated. The Drakes employed overwhelming force, using their advanced weaponry to breach the outer defenses and strike at the heart of the human settlements. The images showed the fierce battles taking place in space and on the surface of New Terra. Human ships, though outnumbered, fought valiantly, their crews determined to protect their new home. The scenes were filled with intense space combat, with explosions and dogfights highlighting the scale of the conflict. Despite their bravery, the humans were struggling to hold their ground. The Drakes' superior numbers and firepower made every victory costly. The situation grew increasingly dire as the Drakes pressed their advantage, aiming to break through and conquer New Terra. Kiera's voice was filled with tension as she described the human leadership's response. The Council of Earth, which had overseen the resettlement of New Terra, now faced the grave task of coordinating a defense against the Drakes' onslaught. The Council, Kiera explained, made the crucial decision to call upon their allies once again. The pact formed with other races during the earlier crisis was now put to the ultimate test. Messages were sent out across the galaxy, pleading for assistance from old friends and allies. The response was mixed. Some races offered immediate aid, while others hesitated or were unable to assist. The humans had to rely on their resourcefulness and the support they could muster. One of the most inspiring moments came when the Kithranka, one of the galaxy's most powerful races, answered the call for help. Their fleet arrived just in time to reinforce the beleaguered human defenses. The arrival of the Kithranka, Kiera said, brought a glimmer of hope. Their advanced technology and formidable combat capabilities provided the boost needed to turn the tide of battle. The combined forces of humans and their allies launched a counter-offensive against the Drakes. The battles that followed were fierce and hard-fought, with both sides suffering significant losses. Kiera's narration captured the intense atmosphere of the conflict, the bravery of the soldiers, and the strategic brilliance of the commanders. Despite the heavy toll, the united forces began to gain ground. The Drakes, facing unexpected resistance and mounting casualties, were forced to reconsider their strategy. The tide of war began to shift as the human-led coalition pushed back. The great conflict, Kiera concluded, was a test of endurance and unity. It was a testament to the strength of the alliances formed and the resilience of the human spirit. Though the battle was far from over, the courage and determination of those who fought ensured that hope remained alive. As Kiera's lecture came to a close, the audience was left with a sense of awe and admiration for the sacrifices and valor displayed during the conflict. The story of the Great Conflict highlighted the unyielding spirit of humanity and their allies in the face of overwhelming adversity. The hidden threat. As Kiera began the sixth part of her story, the room's atmosphere grew tense. The audience was eager to uncover what had been hinted at but not yet fully revealed, the hidden threat that lay behind the Drakes' invasion. The narrative shifted to a more mysterious and darkly intriguing chapter of the saga. The Drakes' conflict, Kiera explained, was only the surface of a deeper, more insidious threat. While humanity and its allies battled the Drakes in the open, a shadowy force worked behind the scenes, manipulating events from the shadows. The holographic display transformed, showing the intricate web of alliances and enmities among the galaxy's races. Kiera's voice took on a conspiratorial tone as she described how a secretive and enigmatic group known as the Nihilists had been subtly influencing the Drakes. Unknown to most, the Drakes were not acting alone, Kiera said. The Nihilists were a covert organization with a sinister agenda. They thrived on chaos and sought to destabilize the galaxy for their own gain. The Nihilists were depicted as a clandestine network, their operatives moving unseen and unheard, sowing discord and manipulating events to further their goals. Their influence was insidious, affecting key decisions and inciting conflicts between races. These Nihilists, Kiera continued, had been orchestrating the Drakes' aggression, driving them towards new terror to create a massive conflict that would weaken the galaxy's defenses and make it easier for the Nihilists to seize control. The narrative then shifted to an intense scene where human intelligence operatives uncovered evidence of the Nihilists' manipulation. The operatives had been working tirelessly to decode encrypted transmissions and piece together the puzzle of the Nihilists' plan. In a daring operation, Kiera described, human intelligence agents managed to intercept and decrypt the message revealing the existence of the Nihilists and their role in the Drake's invasion. This was a turning point in the struggle, as it provided crucial insight into the true nature of the threat. The revelation sparked a new sense of urgency among the Allied forces. With the knowledge of the Nihilists' manipulation, the strategic focus shifted from merely defending against the Drakes to uncovering and dismantling the shadowy organization behind the scenes. The Allies launched a series of covert operations aimed at exposing the Nihilists and disrupting their plans. This involved a mix of espionage, sabotage, and psychological warfare. The goal was not only to weaken the Drakes, but also to unravel the Nihilists' network and prevent further manipulation. The counter-offensive against the Drakes continued, Kiera narrated, but with a new layer of complexity. The Allied forces now faced a dual threat, combating the Drakes while also hunting down the Nihilists who were working tirelessly to ensure the conflict's continuation. As the story progressed, Kiera highlighted a particularly dramatic operation where a daring team of operatives infiltrated a Nihilist stronghold. The operation was fraught with danger, as the team navigated a maze of traps and deception to reach the heart of the Nihilist conspiracy. The successful infiltration yielded vital intelligence, including details of the Nihilists' ultimate plan, to launch a devastating attack that would fracture the galaxy's alliances and plunge it into a new era of darkness and chaos. The true scale of the Nihilists' plan was staggering, Kiera explained. They aimed to use the Drake's conflict as a smokescreen for their own endgame, a galaxy plunged into chaos under their control. With this new understanding, the Allied forces intensified their efforts. The focus shifted to not only repelling the Drakes, but also to dismantling the Nihilist network. The operations became more complex and dangerous, involving high-stakes missions and intricate strategies. As Kiera concluded the sixth part of her story, she left the audience with a sense of anticipation. The hidden threat of the Nihilists added a new dimension to the conflict, transforming it from a battle for survival into a struggle against an elusive and malevolent force. The stage was set for a climactic confrontation that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The revelation. As Kiera transitioned into the seventh and final part of her story, the room was thick with anticipation. The tale had been leading to this moment, a revelation that would not only wrap up the conflict, but also redefine the understanding of the galaxy's fate. The Nihilists' plans were vast and complex, Kiera began, but their ultimate goal was about to be exposed in a way that would change everything we thought we knew about the conflict. The scene shifted to a high-stakes operation that involved a daring infiltration into the heart of Nihilist territory. Human and Allied forces, now equipped with the intelligence from their previous missions, were preparing for a final assault on the Nihilists' hidden stronghold. The mission was fraught with danger, Kiera said. The stronghold was heavily fortified and surrounded by a web of security measures. Yet, the Allied forces had no choice but to move forward. The time had come to confront the Nihilists and put an end to their schemes. The narrative highlighted the strategic brilliance and bravery of the forces involved. The operation was a mix of covert infiltration, strategic assaults, and high-stakes negotiations. The goal was not only to dismantle the Nihilists' infrastructure, but also to capture key figures who held the secrets of their plans. During the operation, a critical discovery was made, a series of encrypted data files that revealed the true nature of the Nihilists' ultimate objective. The files contained information about an ancient and powerful weapon known as the Void Catalyst, a device capable of manipulating space-time to create massive disturbances and disrupt the fabric of the galaxy itself. The Void Catalyst, Kiera explained, was a relic from a forgotten era, Rumored to have been created by a long-extinct civilization, the Nihilists had sought it out, hoping to use its power to bring about a new order of chaos. The revelation of the Void Catalyst added a new layer of urgency to the operation. The Allied forces realized that the Nihilists' plan was far more dangerous than anyone had anticipated. The weapon's activation could potentially tear apart the very structure of the galaxy, resulting in unprecedented destruction. The final stages of the operation involved a dramatic race against time. Allied forces had to navigate through a labyrinth of defenses and traps to reach the Void Catalyst before the Nihilists could deploy it. The tension was palpable as the forces encountered fierce resistance and faced numerous obstacles. In a climactic confrontation, the Allied forces managed to breach the core of the Nihilist stronghold. The scenes depicted were intense, with heroic efforts by the soldiers and operatives to neutralize the threat and secure the Void Catalyst. The battle was fierce, but the determination of the Allied forces prevailed. The Nihilists were defeated, Kiera said, but the victory came at a great cost. The Void Catalyst was secured and rendered inert, preventing its activation and the potential devastation it could have caused. With the Nihilists' defeat and the Void Catalyst neutralized, the galaxy faced a new era of recovery and rebuilding. The Allies, having united against a common threat, began the process of healing and reconstruction. The conflict had left scars, but it also forged stronger bonds between the races. Kiera concluded with a message of hope and resilience. The story of the great conflict and the hidden threat of the Nihilists is a testament to the strength of unity and the power of perseverance. In the face of darkness, the light of cooperation and bravery shines through. The final scenes depicted a galaxy coming together to rebuild, with new alliances forming and old ones strengthening. The legacy of the conflict was one of shared sacrifice and mutual respect, highlighting the enduring spirit of the races involved. As the lights came up, the audience was left with a sense of awe and inspiration. The saga had concluded with a powerful message about the importance of unity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of peace.